Alright, Tyrant here. Give me one moment. I've been doing a lot of these. So I just got done watching episode 6 of Eromanga-sensei. And once again, a very disturbing and erotic episode. So the first half. The first half is a continuation about what happened last week about Mogumi trying to still be friends with Sagari, and so there was a condition. So there was a really fun scene at at the at the bookstore where she was calling them like shit, I forget what it was, but there was really inappropriate language to kind of display one's like for something. It was like it's a really just uncalled for, but the I forget what her name is, the bookstore girl. But anyways, she had a plan, a very devilish plan, to get her to read some novels she recommended that will get her hooked. And God, she's good because she wanted more. So that was a fun scene. So eventually she was able. She started to enjoy light novels, and now gave her the chance to go talk to Sagari. And at that point, that's where things got a little bit interesting. So there, after discussing it with, shit, what's his name? I forget the guy's name. God. And after he talked with her and kind of convinced her to let it be okay. Um, uh, the condition was that she would have to be blindfolded and um, bind basically. And that led to some interesting situation when she got kind of shoved into the room, and because Saria wanted to draw her. So, in that, if I remember right, kind of what happened with Elf Sensei, all that whole situation that was intense, really intense. Uh, it got really, really awkward because you can feel it, the way they drew her and the way they portrayed that scene. On top of that, when Zari just kind of pulled down her panties. Seriously. So it calmed down after that, and that whole scene after that was literally her without her panties, which is normal apparently. But then you got the second half, where now the book kinda got passed, but it will be published until a later date because they have other priorities at the moment. Which is like, okay, yes, your book is gonna get pushed, but can you wait a little while? Which for them, normally it wouldn't be bad, but financially sane, and um, on top of that, on a note from their aunt, if he's not properly working at his job, then he would have to focus. He's always got to remember that he's a high school student, as far as I know, and it's a weird situation. So Elf kind of helps him out, where she came out of nowhere. It's one of those times where like I can solve you, like one of those Deus Ex like events. Like, oh yeah, I don't know how long I've been standing out on the balcony for, but for this scene. So it gets all this situation. What's funny is that she kind of was texting at one point. Uh, she was on a date with him, which will hopefully lead to something funny in the later episodes, or in the next episode actually. See how that turns out. Uh, but you get this fun conversation between him and Elf. Uh, for the most part, it was pretty adorable. It's pretty fun to just watch that scene. It was just like two friends just messing with each other. Um, to the point where now they have a plan to publish his book by September. Uh, but he has to enter this competition, which is really interesting setup. But then out of nowhere, so they started talking about this third author, and that's kind of outselling both of them. And out of nowhere, here she is in a kimono, new character added. So normally that's where I wish my time for editing where I can just add here, but for now, with my current setup, I'll leave it as that. But yeah, so out of nowhere, new character added. So, God, I really need to do that. That'll be amazing if I can do that. Just like new character. But anyways, so she seems interesting. At first, she seemed pretty docile. But I think that's how this character was originally supposed to be portrayed, docile, but with like intensity after. Because, whoa, did she come out fighting at the end? So now we have this new third author. What's going to happen? So you can kind of get an idea who the main people are in the show. I should really pay attention more to the intro because usually, mostly with shows, the intro either you skip it or you don't. This one I'll skip. Uh, so we'll see what happens. Actually, I'm gonna see what happens in or the preview for next week. See what's happening. So thanks for watching. Until next time.